Oh my goodness, I can't believe you're back for another week. It's pretty good because wouldn't want to be here by myself. I have to do a big shout out to the best podcast audience ever. You continue to share, you continue to ask for what you want. And you're probably thinking, oh my goodness, this looks like a group podcast. I didn't know it was a group podcast. Well, you are with the cast and crew of High Volume today. And let me tell you, you know what? How are you going to feel when you get off? You are going to feel musically motivated. And it's not because of what I ask at the end of the show for those of you that have been hanging out for a while. So thank you so much to all of our podcast listeners all around the world. We are so appreciative, and so is our guests. So keep doing what you're doing and keep sharing what you're sharing. And today I'm going to introduce and kick this off with Jesse Norsworthy, who is an incredible man living in the same city as me. Lucky me, and we had a chance to meet, and here we are. He is the head of this party, so I'm going to let him go and tell you exactly what this casting crew is doing and what it's all about. So Jesse, welcome to Mission Accepted.
Awesome. Thank you so much. And thank you so much for having us, Deborah. Really appreciate it. High Volume is a coming of age TV series. It's roughly based around a mid-20s male and his mother who have been, unfortunately had to move around a lot. And they're in a new town and they're just trying to find their way. And here we have a few members of the cast with the picture. And the project is very music heavy. So there's going to be a theme throughout the series here that's going to be the driving force. You're going to feel motivated and excited, not only from the talented artists and actors that are part of the picture, but the music itself. And Rebecca, who is here, is playing one of the main roles, and she's going to have a budding career in the music industry. She's a singer, songwriter, and DJ. So we'll be in the underground scenes of that, and that'll be kind of part of the music and drives that. But yeah, everyone that's here is Sean and Rebecca, Jeremy, and Anna. They're all cast of the projects. Anna playing Maria, who's the mother of Jacob. Jacob's the lead role. Rebecca's love interest is and Sean here is a tattoo shop owner, but each one of these characters has a very in-depth character analysis that we're going to dive into, multiple layers. So it'll be excited to dive into it and explore where these characters can go, and it's a pleasure to have everybody here on the show. Thank you.
No, absolutely. I am looking forward to talking to every single one of you. But before we do, let's give a little background. So, Jesse, how did this come to be? Our audience may not know you. There might be one or two that is. It's like, who's this Jesse guy? Give us a little backstory on you.
Yeah, for sure. So I've been in the industry a long time. Did a lot of acting when I was younger. I went to film school, acting school. So I was in front of the camera in the early areas of my life, and then got into a film school and just kind of got behind the camera and got into the IATSE 669 camera union and worked for a specialized drone company and specialized camera company. So we've worked on all the large pictures, Transformers and Predator. So I've worked sort of in every industry throughout the years of my life. And, we just decided my brother and I are producers for all our projects. So together we decided, why don't we do our own projects after, years of working in the industry. So because of that, we were able to wear many hats. So, we do a lot of everything in the productions, from production, raising money, doing the cast, as well as locations. So we're able to bring a small budget to life with a large sort of production value. And
Wow.
recently we made a film for $125,000 Canadian budget, submitted to a bunch of festivals globally. We actually ended up winning the Beverly Hills Film Festival in 2009, as well as the Stony Brook New York Film Festival, and international at the ICU International Paris Film Festival. So that sparked distribution on Amazon Prime and Apple TV, and ever since then it's sort of opened up the doors in a big way. And this project is loosely based on some of the things I've dealt with in my life. So it's totally created by me, 100% written by me. And that's where I am now. So I'm just focusing on doing this pilot episode. It's called Ink and Ice. And yeah, it's going to be exciting to kind of see how this organically grows.
Oh, it's amazing. Thank you for that
Thank you.
backstory. And we're seeing more and more of that, right? Like budgets and vision don't have to match. You can have a
Hmm.
huge vision and
For sure.
budgets. I mean, it's always nice. I mean, hey, it's always nice to have as much gravy
Yeah,
as you
I
can. Everyone's like, what do you mean?
yeah,
But
I
it is
always
possible. We saw it. We saw it at the last awards.
totally. I always say just shoot it, just get it done, and that's what this is. This is a pilot. It's a 22-minute episode. So we're gonna get that in the can, and if we get it picked up, then we'll probably reshoot it. Maybe we'll do a great job, and they'll love that first episode and air it. But the goal is to show what we can do with a very small budget at a very high level, and then from there, who knows what is possible.
Yeah, well, we're looking forward to that. So let's talk to some of this crew. So I'm going to ask you, so Sean, what was it about this project that drew you? What's the role that you're playing? What's the name of the character you're playing? Share a little bit with us.
So I'll be playing Dave. I've known Jesse for a while, and I know his ambition, and I know the perseverance that he's gone through, and I just like him as a person, and I know like a lot of the stuff he does in a personal life and how he is as a dad and how motivated he is. So the big thing for me is I just really like Jesse. So when he offered me this role and he showed me the script, it was pretty much like, could you write a script that was more me? Like it's a like a semi-disgruntled but hardworking, ambitious, but like fair mentor style tattoo artist in his or tattoo shop owner, sorry, in his mid 40s. Like that's pretty much me to a T. So it's pretty cool. And then talking with him about the backstory of the character because I can't just play Sean. I gotta try to step kind of out of my box a little bit with the role, but it's so close to how I am naturally. So it'll be an interesting thing to be able to work with him and develop the character and see where it goes as it picks up along the way. But yeah, when he talked to me about it, I felt like he was like, "You're the only guy who I can think of doing this." And
Yeah,
knowing him it's such a genuine thing. So I just like honored that he even that I came to his mind. And yeah, how can you say no to someone that you have so much like admiration and respect for, and someone who's like a visionary, but not just someone who envisioned these things, but like does the things through thick and thin, regardless of what challenges may be faced, he will find the solution as he always does and move forward no matter what. So how can you not get behind a guy like that? It's so yeah, for me playing Dave is like it's great. I'm used to playing like in my other roles, I'm just a goon holding a gun usually, like second or third guy back to so to get kind of like a bigger speaking role and have a character develop, over time as this progresses is like I'm just super excited about the whole project and to work with Jesse outside of just being our friendship, being in a position where I can really just follow his lead in his vision. And he's so like open to the dynamic of if you have a vision too, you can express it to him respectfully, and he will take it into consideration without, alongside his. And so it just gives me like that feeling like this could become a family as a show versus just a role and I'll see you later when it's done type deal.
totally.
That's awesome.
Good.
That's awesome. So important. Synergy. Wow.
Mhm.
And audience, you'll have to come back because you'll be seeing Sean come and talk about his book and all the things on Mission Accepted. Thank you so much. And Anna, what role are you playing? How did this project come about? What's about you? Tell us about you.
Tell you about me. Okay, so I was an actor for a long time, still am, but I started at 18, so a couple decades ago. I've known Jesse for 27 years, and I stand by what Sean said. He's an amazing man, amazing father, and an amazing talent. So, of course, like Sean said, when Jesse had this opportunity come, when he presented it to me, I was like, obviously, let's go. I'm so
Yeah.
excited. And I've been a single mother, so that I can relate to with the character. And of course, there's other things to dive deep into. Um, and yeah, he's an amazing, I mean, his last film that he did was so successful in the awards and all of that. So I'm just excited to be a
What
part of it.
what role are you going to be playing? Like, what's your character?
I am the mother of Jacob. And so I'm excited to make those connections, learn more about the character, dive deeper, like Sean was saying, and work it out. And let's be playful and get those people to connect, get the audience to connect with us. I'm excited to be back. I've been, like I said, been acting since I was 18. Took a little break, and I got a couple teenagers, so I jumped back in and out. But it's my craft and it's my passion. So I'm super excited and very grateful to be a part of
Those
this.
teenagers are going to be in the show too at some point.
Yeah.
Oh,
Get 'em
wow,
in
that is
for sure.
amazing.
100%.
You're not wrong, Sean, when you said family.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
That's how it
him and I
happens,
are.
right?
Yeah. We're pretty
Yeah,
much
and
Jesse and I.
that's also a big thing about this. It's all about the people for me. So, I want us to all get along and have fun doing it.
Yeah.
And that's more important to me. So I'm just glad everyone's on the same page.
Yeah. I feel like it's going to be a nice little unit when we all get to know each other. I mean, you and I
For sure.
obviously know each other, but
Yeah. Well, it's funny. I met Jeremy and Rebecca backstage at a DJ, and we were all pretty much raving. So right away, I knew we were going to get along. Yeah.
You knew that would be. Well, look, let's pop that over to Jeremy. Why don't you tell us the same thing? Like, what role are you going to be playing? What have you done in the past? What's your character?
So my name is Jeremy. I actually don't have like a huge background in like acting. I've really only done some background stuff for a few different things. Like I've done background for Riverdale and season 6. And I've done a little bit of modeling stuff. I have a background more so in fitness and sales, and then I work in the nightlife as well. Yeah, I met Jesse probably only about a month and a half ago. We've gone for coffees and had some food since then. He's seems like a pretty great guy, and yeah, we've had some good conversations, and I'm just really excited to play this role. Playing Jacob. Uh, he's uh, he's a graffiti artist, talented graffiti artist, and he's not just a tough guy. I like it because I feel like it hits home where he's a loyal guy dealing with a lot internally, and I feel like that really hits home. But yeah.
Right on. Wow, this is going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. So Rebecca, I hear you like music. We need to talk. We need to talk.
Yeah. Hi. Thanks so much for having us. Yeah, I just want to go to say to speak to everything. Like, I feel like Jesse really handpicked this cast, and goes to show like how much like life imitates art and how much this project of high volume like really bleeds everybody's life a little bit. And like likewise, I just got a chance to meet Jesse, but I feel like him offering me the character of Nicole, who is Jacob's love interest. We often see in TV and film that like a love interest can be played very flat, and the female, whatever that is, that archetype. But Nicole has such an emotional depth of her own, has her own creative challenges, and is just going to be going and experiencing like her own artistic world and like kind of exploring that for herself, and very much so coming of age in a world that is Jacob's. So I'm really excited to just kind of be able to kind of dive into all different aspects of it all, and kind of just have a little bit more of like myself, like Rebecca being played forward to be playing Nicole, and just working with everybody and getting to see everyone's for who they are, and then also through their characters.
Wow.
And I
Jesse,
get to be DJ, so how can I say no?
Yeah.
well, it's musically motivated and you DJ.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. How long have you been doing that? How long have you been involved in music?
I don't actually DJ, so I like to think that I can, here and there.
Okay.
I'm an actor first. I've been working in the film industry for about 10 years in Canada. And yeah, I mean, I'm always eager to want to say yes to creatives that just have such a extraordinary vision and people that really put plan into action. It's a really hard thing to do, and it takes a lot of courage to just say, yes, we're doing it. And then just the belief and the backing that comes from the cast and crew with that. So, I mean, art's a lonely world, but the world just needs more of it.
Oh, right on. So
For
Jesse,
sure.
we're hearing a lot of, so it's good. Obviously, synergy has already been set. Congratulations.
Yeah.
And we're hearing this music and this peace and these relationships, like without telling the story. And, feel free to tell what you want to tell about the story. Kind of give us a picture a little bit. So there's some music, there's some relationships, there's mom and son. What are you hoping comes together cohesively for the audience to feel and walk away with?
Well, they're going to relate a lot to it because it's literally what's happening out there, and a lot of it's pulled from what's going on right now, like in the music scenes and with arts, and so I'm really showing a lot of that, like with Rebecca and Jeremy. Like Rebecca's going to be showing Jacob or Jeremy, just kind of what's going on in that that industry, that community. So kind of the underground sort of music scene, they're sort of both in that and doing a lot of promotional stuff. So they're just going to be naturally in that environment. But that's kind of what we're showing is what's actually happening out there. So a lot of people are watching are going to relate to it. I don't know if you've seen the show Friday Night Lights, the TV series, but it was very real about the characters and what they were going through just coming out of high school and going into college. This is a little bit past that, but it's real life stuff. That's the biggest thing. So anyone that's watching it is going to relate to it. And there's such a diverse cast that really the age group is 18 to 60 really. So I think just people will gravitate to it, just relate to the characters and want to know more. And as you know, we peel back those layers, everyone's gonna, everyone's dealing with something, and there's gonna be conflicts between each character, and people are gonna just really relate to that. But also, they're gonna feel like they're a part of that community and seen by seeing what's actually happening. It's gonna be a really cool show.
Oh my goodness. I'm sure you're all looking forward to it. This is going to be incredible. We're definitely going to have to come back right before you kind of maybe go to the festivals or something. And
Sure.
that's going to be the question that people are going to, when they're watching this, is going to be like, where can we see it? How can we see it? The pilot's not been shot yet, and it's all in process. And then your agenda at this point to be able to take it forward for people to go see would be, I mean,
We'll probably have it wrapped by spring. So we're
Okay.
doing our first scenes hopefully before Christmas, if not first week of Jan kind of thing.
yeah,
But we already have those locations set. We're just going to get the cast together and do some more table reads and get everyone comfortable and kind of build on that. But the goal is to have it all wrapped and in the can and ready to go by the spring, so we can hit some of the festivals and hopefully do that run and then maybe picked up in the fall or the following year. See how that goes. But it'll be an exciting ride.
it is. Well, creative processes always are, right? I mean,
Yeah.
and I mean, you kind of heard it like congratulations and thank
Mhm.
you and accolades and bravery. I always, I have this new hashtag lately called, borrow bravery. And that's kind of what you do when you put an artistic project together, right?
Totally. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it just kind of organically gets to where it finishes.
Yep.
It's like our last film, like we weren't even sure we were going to finish it. It took us 2 years. We're shooting over the weekends, finally did it and submitted to these festivals, not knowing we were going to even get accepted, let alone win them. So you never know what's going to happen. And I tell young filmmakers to just shoot stuff and just do it, because you don't know what the result will be. But if you don't do anything, nothing's going to happen. So you just got to get out there and push through it and find a way to do it. And it'll be a fun process, and I've done it before, so I'm happy to share those experiences with people and kind of motivate them.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, look at the show is called Mission Accepted, and it's about people taking on the mission. It's about people saying yes. And more than just saying yes, because that's part of it. That might be scary. That might be, oh my gosh, I don't know. But it takes a certain kind of bravery to stay on the mission and continue to stay, right? You have your back against the wall. You're all in. What does that look like?
Right.
I'm going to kind of go around the room and ask each of you. It doesn't necessarily have to be in relationship to this, but in relationship to the decision to do something like this. Like, what is it for you that you had to overcome? Was it mental? Like, how do you set yourself mentally? Or have you had your back against the wall? Or have you had to juggle, kids and career and this and that? Like, what is it that it's kind of the stuff that people don't talk about, right? It's like, oh, it's great. We're doing a film, or we're starting a company, or we sell jewelry, or whatever. There's all this stuff that goes on behind the curtain, right? Like behind the curtain.
Sure.
So, Sean, I'm going to go to you. Like, for you to be stepping into this place in your life right now, in this role or in the role of acting in general, what was something that you had to kind of back the wall with?
I think for me, it was like it came to like, a lot of people will tell you things like you can't, or it doesn't just happen like that. And, it could discourage you or slow you down. But I read this thing online recently. It was like, you almost have to be delusional enough to just know it's going to work out no matter what, because you'll make it work out and you'll just keep going. So for me, it's like, I just do what is passion. Like when I stopped working for money and started working for time, because that's all we have. And I started trying to like create a life with ideas instead of this 9 to 5 construct that we all get given. I'm more like, now it's like, just do the things like Jesse was saying, like just put it out there, and it's how you think about it. So if you believe in it and you like it, that's good enough. And there's enough people in the world that will resonate with who you are and what you're about, because we're gonna find our niche people. So I remember years ago I think I might even told you this story. I put a a photo online and it got 22,000 likes in 4 days and it got 2 dislikes. And at that time, I looked at the 2 people that didn't like it. Crazy, hey? Like, that's a crazy thought. I didn't think about, wow, this is really a good thing. I went and actually looked at their profiles. So now, like, and that's all learning as far as like the course of this whole process that I'm going through is like, just believe in it. Even if you find the hurdles or you find a battle, or even if there's some stuff that just doesn't work, those are just more things that show you it will work because you've learned what not to do. So just persevere, because if it was easy, everyone would do it. And if you stop, nothing happens. And if you just keep going, you will find the solution. So yes, definitely be delusional enough to believe in yourself, because we're only here for a short amount of time. And I don't want to have regrets at the end of it. And I've been told lots of times, like, oh, you can't just do this and you can't just do that. Well, now I think like they can't do that. I can, and I'm going to, for me and for me only. And what's, just be your best self. And if you do your best, then that's your best. So just do that and like be happy with the effort, and people will see it.
That's amazing. And we've all got caught up on the two. We've all got caught up on the two. Anna, for you, your moment of borrowing bravery?
Oh, well, honestly, my acting coaches really were. So I went to Lyric. It's not here anymore, but my acting coaches were, they push. They're like, you never say no, you never give up. And when it's scary, that's when you dive in deep. And for me, I've always held that dear to me. And, life experiences, life hasn't always been easy. Not saying that it even is now or whatever. There's blessings and there's the other parts. And I love the fact that as an artist, we can take all of our stuff. Oopsies. Almost. We could take all of our things and we could put it into our characters, put it into our craft. And it's scary, but at the end, it's the most thrilling and the most fun. And I've done a lot of independent films and a lot of bigger budget films. I have to say, not saying like I don't like the bigger budgets, money, but the craftsmanship, the heart, the soul that goes into independent films are my favorite. And that's what keeps me going. So I'm happy to be back. And yeah, I'm excited.
Wow, that's awesome. There's a couple of things that I heard in there. Definitely reviewing the blessings and the lessons.
Yeah,
the blessings and the lessons.
Yeah.
And then having that mentorship, like someone really drilling in, like just keep going. And I always say, sometimes the tougher it gets, the bigger the paycheck. If that's what you have to tell yourself, right? The tougher it gets. So there's lots of really good juicy things in here.
And also for like us as artists, there's so many benefits to like diving deep and doing the things that are scary. Those are my favorite things to do. Like as an actor, like my favorite roles are gritty and dark and deep, and let's bring that all that ugly beautiful, make it all beautiful.
I love
Tell
that.
your story.
I love that. Ugly beautiful. That's the name of a great perfume or something.
Yeah, right.
All right. Me and Anna are making perfume. All right. Jeremy, how about you? I know this is fairly new for you, but it doesn't mean that you haven't had to borrow bravery, or when you've been pushed up, like how do you keep yourself going, or how do you motivate yourself, or anything like that?
I don't even know if I'm gonna have too long of an answer. I'm kind of just really trying to wrap my head around everything. So trying to learn as I go, I guess.
No, that's a perfect formula for success. Learn as you go, right? Don't worry about what you don't know. Just be with what you do know, and the next step will follow. No matter where we are, right? Good for you being able to be in the moment.
That's perfect for
take some of us 20 years to meditate that one out.
That was perfect, I think. Yeah.
Sometimes we got to learn our way back to that answer.
Yeah, that's right. Jeremy, you're a guru and you didn't even know it. All right, and Rebecca, how about that? Wrapping up the show, what is it that you do to, what have you done, or what do you do to be able to keep doing what you're doing?
Yeah, I appreciate that conversation, Deb. I mean, like, especially in this industry, like it's really, really hard. Often people don't speak about their failures. People love to glamour their successes. And I think just kind of having it known and like understanding being in a room and being very human in the artistic experience and being like, this is the struggles I go through. I'm an actor. I audition all too many and I get way too much rejection. But you know what I mean? It's like the biggest thing to overcome that for myself that I've been meditating on a while is just like switching my mindset and not seeking the outcome, but seeking the experience. And like, and not just like being able to be like, today I get to audition. Today I get to do what it is that I love, regardless of not booking the role, because there's always a lesson like underlined in something. And I think it's just like the person that's going to win the race is the person that stays in it the longest. And you just cannot let up. And you need to just make sure that you're doing it for the right reasons and always have that internal compass to check in.
Right on. Right on. I love that. Okay, look, it only because the show is motivated musically, and I know we're getting to the top of it. Audience, you stay with me. One question, you're going to be like, oh my gosh, I don't know. I love so many. You get one. It cannot be a collection. It cannot be a greatest hits. Look, you're all going on a trip. I just gave you a trip. You've got one suitcase. In that suitcase, you can take one piece of vinyl. Yes, I said vinyl. One band, one song, or one artist. What could you not imagine not playing for the rest of your life? And Sean can attest that when you get to your private island, you're going to have a record player there. So Jesse, don't think about it. Who could you not imagine not listening to for a few days?
Oh my God, it's such a big question, but I
Big
don't know.
question.
I would go with the Eagles, Hotel California.
All right.
It just
Cool.
reminds me of driving into the sunset or something like that.
Perfect. Sean, what about you?
Blink 182, hands down, from the discography, from the beginning, from the very beginning, from albums people don't know about, right to today. I don't know. I've been a Blink fan forever. So
There it is. There it is. Okay, Anna.
I knew I was coming up next, but
Yes, you did. You're like,
you know
oh,
how
I
much
don't
I
know.
love music. Oh man, what a tough choice. I'd go The Doors or Michael Jackson. I did too. Sorry.
No, one. Who's it going to be? Who we taking?
Let's
No,
go.
not
We'll
you.
do The Doors. We'll go to The Doors.
All right, Jimmy.
Sorry,
All
Michael.
right, Jeremy. Who you taking?
I'm gonna go Motley Crue.
I love it.
Take
I
me to
love
the
it.
top. Take me
All
to the
right.
top.
nice
You guys are
one.
all gonna have to end up on the same island. And Rebecca, wrap us up.
Oh, Fleetwood Mac all the way. Dreams, Fleetwood Mac.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
That's a good
see?
one.
Right on. Look,
Yeah.
what a great show. What a great show this is going to be. I can't wait to see it. I have anticipation, which is exactly what we wanted. We want you to feel anticipation of this show coming out, and I think that's exactly what we achieved today. Look, I'm going to speak to the audience for a minute. They will all have their socials. Follow them, cheer them on, watch the process. It's so important, isn't it? You just said it, right? It's so cool when someone's here's your song, watches the show, comes to our channel, and you actually get this note from someone that you don't know that goes, wow, that was really cool. What you said changed my life. That role really made an impact on me. So we're expecting that from you, and our audience is very active, so don't be surprised. And look, if you are so inspired and you have a story to share, there is a seat for you on Mission Accepted. You can call us up. We're not difficult. It's really like you go to debdrummond.com. It's my name. You just go there on, and every page is a little button that will get you through to the office, and we will book you in. So thank you for being with us today on Mission Accepted. We know that you're going to be coming back. You're going to see Sean talking about a completely different topic the next time you see him on the show. Thank you, everybody. Jesse, thanks for pulling everybody together. We so appreciate you. And audience, you know what to do. But as always, we will see you next week. And until then, you be well and you stay groovy. Bye for now. Bye.
Thanks, Deb.